Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Mili reaction. This one's a little bit unexpected. I did not know that Mili did a song for a Goblin Slayer thing. For full disclosure, I've seen one episode of Goblin Slayer, and it was the first one, and I promptly decided I never wanted to watch the rest of it. I'm sure you can imagine why, and yes, I've heard all about it since then. It's just I'm putting my foot down. Not a show for me. But I have heard the opening for season 2, so like that I am aware of. I'm aware of the song. I know what it sounds like. I hear a lot of openings for basically all the anime just in passing. I tend to catch wind and I listen to them. But this is apparently for a game, I think, is what I could gather from the little bit of information I could find based on the title. And I assume it's a phone game, but this is apparently is just an ending theme for that. And I'm curious to see what it sounds like. So let's go. Ooh. Lots of distortion in those samples there. Love that melody progression. Interesting choice of phrasing on that one. Cassie always does very interesting phrasings in her lyrics. All right. Still the masters of making things really disturbing. Christ. Lack thereof. God, the way she does her vocals is always insane. Cassie is just nuts, I swear. So to start off with the lyrics on this one, I'm kind of torn on what the meaning I'm grasping from this song is. Again, reminder, I have not seen any of Goblin Slayer. I don't know any of the lore. I don't know what the world is like, really. I just have seen little clips of it here and there, aside from episode 1. The lyrics are painting one of two options for me, and I want to know if either of these are close. One, it's being a little bit metaphorical and saying that the person singing the song, basically the character singing, is talking about them as land being wrought with people and arguments and just bearing a burden of humanity that is going extremely negative and constantly at war, causing pain, suffering, all the etc., and is like reflecting on that and talking in the metaphorical sense of the land responding to, I didn't ask for this, and now I'm covered in the bloodshed of many, and this is just what I have to deal with. This is my burden to bear. They are still my children despite me not asking for this situation. Or it's a little bit more literal, in which case somebody was either impregnated or forced upon a situation where they were having to do a kind of like a blood sacrifice in a way in order to basically make what I would equate to the devil's child. It's kind of difficult to piece together without any sort of context what the story is here. So if either of those are somewhat close, let me know. I could be completely wrong. I'm just going off what the lyrics were talking about and trying to guess where the vibe sits, and that's very hard to do without any other sort of context. The few songs that I've listened to for like Limbus Company and other games that they've worked on, I've been able to kind of piece it together, but it's because a lot of them are a lot more obvious with the story, in my opinion. It's a little bit more clear precisely what they're getting to. This one feels like it could be metaphorical or literal, and that can be hard to do, especially with the picture behind it as well. Like, that's trying to force a couple different opinions as well. I'm seeing like the world behind them with the trees and everything, and the veins kind of reaching out could also be roots. There's a lot of potential metaphor there, but also it could just straight up be the mother suffering, dealing with this, and it could be the visage of basically her innards. And just holding the child there with that. There's a lot it could be. It's very hard to pinpoint exactly what the story is, but if I'm close, let me know. As far as the music goes, and with every Mili song I've basically ever heard, their piano arrangements, their composition overall is always so gorgeous, especially that spot at the end where everything is building and I could just see the pianist just going just going to town. It's amazing to hear it, hearing that energy build up right there at the end in order for it to pay off, and like the choir chanting throughout, and having the children's choir in there too just definitely adds a little bit more of that, like, that's unsettling. There's so much that Mili does and Cassie does in the lyrics and the composition that makes things sound so creepy, and I don't know how they keep doing it. They can't keep getting away with it, but they're going to, and it's insane. Just the sheer amount of dynamics in the piano, the everything surrounding it, making just the body of the song feel that much more whole, is something I will never get tired of when listening to Mili songs, and this is definitely no different from the other ones I've heard. There's just so much attention to every little detail, and I think that specifically, back to the lyrics, is why those sit with me so hard, yet it's so difficult to actually nail down what their intent is, because there's so many ways they could be taken, but which one is the right one? I don't even know if Mili wants to answer that, Like, I don't even know if Cassie wants you to be able to answer that yourself. She's always been pretty metaphorical in her lyrics, only occasionally making things a little bit more direct to the story she's telling. But God, there's so much potential, and all of the music, the entire flow of this song helps support that entire journey you're taking, from starting off with the lyrics to it getting more intense in the center, and then building up to that final payoff at the end. It's just, there's so much movement that just marries so well in every song that they make. And like I said 15 times this video, this one's no different, and I love it just as much. Fantastic work yet again. But I'm gonna stop yapping, so thank you all so very much for watching, and before I see a bunch of comments about it, please do not recommend me watch Goblin Slayer. I've seen an episode of it, I've seen clips of it, it's just not my thing. Anime is a comfort thing for me, and I watch it for that purpose, and I don't like feeling terrible when I watch anime, so I try to stay away from shows like this at large, where I experience them and I immediately feel worse for it. So please respect that, and I will continue watching anime on my own time. But otherwise, if you like this video and you want to see more of me talking about songs from all around the music space, it doesn't really matter what the property is, I just love music, leave a comment down below of what I should get to next, and I will do my best. And if you want to follow me and support me and all that, you know how to do that, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye!